Hey y'all, so my name is Tristan, and today this conspiracy theory that I'm going to be talking about is about the death of Princess Diana. So, who is Princess Diana? She was born on July 1st, 1961 in the United Kingdom. She married Prince Charles, which was at that time the Prince of Wales, and she had 2 children with him named Prince William and Prince Harry. She and Prince Charles got divorced 15 years into their marriage, but she was still seen as a member of the royal family, since she was in the royal family for so long. Though she was very loved by the people, it is rumored that the royal family did not like her and that they did not want her to become queen. Princess Diana was overall just a really amazing lady, and she was known as the people's princess. She used her status and her power to help those in need and to do good in the world. She did a lot of charitable work, including supporting AIDS and landmine victims. And this picture shows her just establishing a connection with the crowd, and that's really why a lot of people loved her. She showed a lot of support to AIDS victims, and in 1987 she was seen on multiple occasions shaking hands with AIDS patients, which a lot of people did not do at the time, to try and help limit discrimination based on homosexuality. Along with that, she also worked with landmine victims, and in 1997 she walked across a landmine in Angola in order to bring attention to the issue. She was able to encourage a ban on the use of landmines, because that was a really big issue at the time where people were still using landmines and a lot of people were getting hurt because of them. On August 31st, 1997, Princess Diana passed away because of a fatal car crash that she was unfortunately involved in. In the car during the crash was the driver, her suspected boyfriend at the time, Dodi Fayed, and her bodyguard. Both the driver and Dodi were killed instantly, but her bodyguard fortunately survived. Diana was rushed to the hospital following the crash, but passed just a few hours later due to very severe chest injuries. So you may be wondering, who is Dodi? And Dodi was actually Princess Diana's suspected boyfriend at the time of her death. The night of the crash, they were thought to have been on a kind of date, and a lot of people think that Dodi was going to propose to Diana on the night of the crash. But obviously that was never able to happen. Dodi was Muslim, and because of that, some people think that the royal family was against Diana marrying Dodi. A lot of people think that they were being discriminative and just did not want a Muslim to join their family and be in the public eye. So now on to the actual conspiracy part about Princess Diana's death. A lot of people go back and forth, and they have their own opinions on whether the crash was really an accident, like a lot of people say, or was Princess Diana actually sabotaged by the members of the royal family? So the details of the crash. The night of August 30th, 1997, Diana was in a Mercedes-Benz car with the 3 people that were previously mentioned. There were paparazzi following the car on motorcycles. All of a sudden, the car was out of control. The car was out of control at a high speed as it entered the underground tunnel. While in the tunnel, the car crashed into a concrete post that was dividing the two lanes, which then caused the car to crash into the right wall. This impact was what caused the injuries to the people in the car, along with Princess Diana, causing them to pass away. This is a picture from the crash. You can see the car, which was the Mercedes-Benz that they were in, and how smashed up it was, and how really nobody should be able to survive that crash. So there were many suspicions that people have about the crash, which really causes them to be skeptical about whether it was truly an accident or not. So the first suspicion is about the lights. So some witnesses say that they saw a very bright flashing light come from the tunnel as the crash occurred, but some witnesses say that they did not see that, so no one really knows. Also, there were cameras. There were supposedly 14 cameras that were inside the tunnel, but apparently none of them contained any footage from the night of the crash, which is kind of suspicious. Then lastly, there's the letter, which Diana wrote a letter about a year prior predicting her death by a car crash due to foul play by Prince Charles. After Princess Diana's unfortunate death, there were many different letters that were found. A lot of them were like thank you letters and just like letters to people that she knew. But there was one letter in particular that was found that was written in 1995, so it was 2 years before she had passed away. And the letter states, a part of the letter states, "This particular phase in my life is one of the most dangerous. My husband is planning an accident," in quotes, "in my car, brake failure." So, because of this letter, there are a lot of people that believe that there was, in fact, foul play by Prince Charles. And this is one of the main pieces of evidence that the conspiracy theorists use to validate their theory. So the question that you may be asking yourself is, why would the royal family want Princess Diana to be dead? And there are multiple reasons for this question, but two of the main reasons are that the royal family did not want Diana to become queen because of her and Charles's very public, messy marriage and their separation. This is because, in case you don't know, Charles had an affair with a woman named Camille, and it's very public knowledge. And so it makes sense that the royal family wouldn't want somebody who was in a scandal to be the queen of the country. Along with this, it is also believed that Dodi was a big reason. So if Diana would marry Dodi, then he would automatically become a part of the royal family just because she is, so he would be marrying into it, which the royal family did not want since he was a Muslim. This is similar to how they discriminated against Meghan because of her race, but instead they would be discriminating based on religion and race. I think that it's obvious that the royal family just has a certain image that they kind of want all of their people to fit into, and Dodi obviously does not fit their image, and therefore they do not want him marrying into the family, aka marrying Diana. Therefore, it is very possible that the royal family just saw an opportunity with having, Princess Diana and Dodi both in the same car, where they could just get rid of both of them and then solve their problem that they were worried about. So another question that you may be asking yourself is, how did this conspiracy spread to so many people? And that question can be answered using the book from our class and a couple of the different examples that were inside of it. So 2 examples from the book that may explain how this conspiracy was able to spread so quickly is coincidence and then hyperactive agency detection. So when it comes to Princess Diana's death, there are very many coincidences that kind of surround it, but a really major one was the security footage or the lack thereof security footage. There were said to be, like I said before, 14 cameras inside of the tunnel, but magically somehow none of them were working the night of the accident and none of them caught any footage of the accident. A lot of people believe that the broken cameras were intentional by the people that were actually the cause of the accident. And the next example is hyperactive agency detection, which is the tendency to interpret events as if they were deliberate rather than caused by natural forces. So, in the letter that Diana wrote, she said that Charles messed with the brakes in her car and was trying to fake a car accident. This causes a lot of people to believe that Princess Diana was deliberately killed by Prince Charles and others of the royal family, rather than it being by a natural force such as an actual car accident. Okay, and that's it for the conspiracy of Princess Diana's death. There are many different opinions of many different people, but personally, I do believe that there is some kind of foul play by some member of the royal family, just because there are too many coincidences for that not to be the case. But anyways, that's all I have. Thank y'all.